Top of the moment to you. Anyway, they watch us today na Tuesday, and as it be Tuesday, you know what our Tuesday stand for, Property Matter. Coming to work this morning, as I tune the radio on for my motto, waiting that they deliberate there, be say most of the people, their hard-earned salary, this lockdown wey dey, say landlord still dey collect money. On the high side now, say most landlords sef dey claim say as COVID-19 don come, wey dem sef no go anywhere, this house wey dey get na dey go take get wetin dey need. Some landlord dey increase house rent despite this lockdown. All these and many more na we go dey discuss on the reasons why you even need to get your own property and how to get it. Engineer Adeboye don dey gidigba gbangba to dey chook mouth for the matter. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Chief. How are you?
Matter we still dey settle.
Abio, na so we dey so. Na so we dey. Na we dey. Good morning, our viewers. I believe that you've enjoyed the rain.
Yes.
The rain has been, man, it's just been, I think the rainmaker.
The rainmaker himself.
The passage of the rainmaker has brought down the rain.
I love that.
Honestly, that's an unfortunate loss for the country and his family, particularly. Our condolences to them at such a time as this. So, like Chief said, we'll go into the discussion today. But Chief, you actually brought out an angle. Though our discussion today, I wanted us to focus on your property inspection guide. What I call your property inspection guide. That is the things that you should be guided by when you go on property inspection. Okay? So things you should watch out for and all, because it's rainy season again, you know, and like people know, or if you don't know, this is about the best time to go on property inspection for that property you want to buy or you want to rent. It's about the best time. Because one of the major challenges we have, okay, in this climate is the weather, the rainy season, flood and all of those things, okay? But Chief mentioned something. I know we've discussed it at a few of our prior episodes just during this COVID period. This issue of tenants, house rents, and landlord demanding for it at this period. Some kind of, because the way you brought it up to this morning, it's as if landlords should not, they should be understanding.
It's the way I heard it on the radio, sir.
I know, I understand. That's what I'm saying. I said the way you reported what you heard.
Sir.
So probably it's a reported speech. So
Yes,
exactly the way. So it's like probably in that program or whatever, or the impression of tenants generally, maybe even outside of that program, is that landlord should be understanding at this period that
they should be, sir.
Everybody is on COVID.
Shouldn't they?
Yeah, they should. Maybe to an extent, yes, they should actually. Everybody should to an extent. But I need to tell you that it has to be a balance. It's not about just the landlord understanding. The tenants too must understand. The government must understand. The whole ecosystem.
But the tenants no go out now.
Wait now. The whole ecosystem must understand. So take it down. If we want to take it literally, the tenant no go out. Okay. Yes, the landlord too no go out. Abi? I hope we know.
Yes.
And for a lot of these landlords, that is actually their investment. That's their livelihood.
Sure.
That's their source of livelihood. Sure. So the implication is that if we take it hook, line, and sinker, we are saying that they should go to blazes because there is COVID. Okay, they should get away.
No, they can't get away with their property now.
No, I see they should not bother anybody.
No,
right
don't
now.
Go to blazes. So I'm not blazes.
As in, don't bother anybody right now. There is COVID. Don't ask for. No,
even if you want to talk and politely,
like we said in that program or in some of those prior episodes, there has to be a sitting down and a discussion, a jojo. Because it has to be a negotiated settlement. That's what it has to be. Everybody is impacted one way or the other. The so-called landlord is impacted. Because that is his own source of livelihood. Just like the tenant is impacted. Maybe he's not able to go out, of course, due to no fault of his, due to no fault of anybody. Do you understand? And maybe his office, they've also now cut pay, reduced pay. Some have even been retrenched, you know, things like that. So there has to be a sitting down and a negotiated settlement. So what obtains for you because of your peculiarity with your landlord will be different from what obtains for me at the end of their solution because of my peculiarities with my landlord. It can't be that landlord should stop. No. I mean, even in developed economies where they brought out certain things to do, you will see that they made it all round. Take, for example, America. Now, they said that tenants should not pay for like that if they don't have, they won't have to pay for 3 months. Okay? Something like that.
We saw some in African countries too like that.
Yes, Uganda, but that was a funny one. Because why? If they ordinarily just don't pay, it can affect their credit history record. But so that it can be understood by the system and taken as normal, it has to be legislated on. So they said, okay, don't pay for 3 months, fine. But they didn't stop there. They know that a number of landlords have mortgages on those properties, and they are depending on the rents to be able to service those mortgages. So they said, banks, you can have forbearance, or what do they call it? They call it the forbearance program. For 3 months, you don't have to service a mortgage, and it will be counted as default, as it were.
That's why you say government too must understand.
They said that. And then there are some people who don't have, it's not mortgage, but it is that money, they've paid fully on the property, but it's that money that they
their source of livelihood.
Government paid every qualified citizen of America $1,200 or so. I think whether it was monthly or for the period.
I know. I
Do you understand?
About it.
Everybody got his check, even Donald Trump. He's a citizen.
Of course.
Do you understand? Everybody. So that is an environment where things are balanced. They've looked at it at all angles. So I can gladly, as a landlord, understand with my tenant that cannot afford. And they didn't even say blanket. They say if you cannot. Because it's not as if it is cancelled. It's just that it becomes a debt that you have to pay later.
Of course.
So if you can pay it now, you better pay it. They say if you cannot, because of your situation,
to be pushed over
exactly,
for you.
Don't pay it. It's not as if it's cancelled. Even the mortgage, it's not as if it's cancelled. Do you understand? So I need people to be sensitive to all the parties and not just think that, because sometimes in this part of the world, depending on the divide you are in, you are on, some tenants will say, we just have all landlords are Shylock landlords. They think like that.
Yes.
Then some landlords think that all tenants are useless or irresponsible.
They are rebels.
Irresponsible,
They always want to antagonize.
And things like that, But it's not so. It's not so. There are things that can help to balance things out. So I believe
but even as at that, because we'll go to our topic for today, sir, but even as at that, do you feel it is normal for any landlord to increase house rent in this era? We know saying I didn't get the house, but yet the increment thing now that they talk about, say, show bojumo.
Well, if you talk about increment, I would say clearly that at this kind of moment, it will be insensitive of any landlord, yes, to actually increase rent. Because what most landlords are even doing right now is reducing rents. I mean, giving you a discount, giving you a holiday and things like that, not to increase. So that would be totally out of place and very insensitive, yes.
Okay, Engineer Debo, when person won't buy property, waiting be the things wey suppose check or be on a lookout for. That's one. Number two, sir, before we go into the things where you suppose even look out for, who suppose go with me? Na me get the money, I am the bourgeoisie. But truly, shey I fit go by myself? You started it, sir. You started it, sir. I just support you. I support you. Na me get my money. Na me be the property owner. But the truth is, share with the things where you want to talk this morning. Can my eye see those things alone? Or do I really need to go with somebody? Let's start from there, sir.
It is advisable that whenever you have a property transaction, go with a professional that can guide you.
Like?
Can be your eyes and your nose and your brain or additional brain, as it were. Or the agent. A qualified, a qualified agent, a qualified registered agent would do, not a quack, okay, who does not know what he's doing or it's just all about the money. So go with somebody that knows his onions and can help you.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So what are those things? Let's
There are a
start
number of them,
enumerating.
really. We hope that we'll be able, if we can't cover them today because we've already digressed, we'll continue in the next episode. So it is rainy season like I started out with, okay? And one of the major things you actually check out for when you are inspecting a property to buy or to rent is flood, if there is a flood problem in that area, okay? Rainy season makes it easy for you or easier for you to be able to dictate whether a property has a challenge with flooding one way or the other. You understand? How do you know all of this? So easily when you look at the walls of a building that has, or fence and all of that, in an area that has flooding, you would notice marks on the wall at some particular level if they've not been cleaned. You will notice that there is a difference in coloration between the lower parts and
the upper
parts.
Most especially in the fencing.
Exactly, the fencing, the building itself and all of that. That gives you an idea that probably there is if you can find a uniform discoloration across the length, of a fence, for example, or the inside of a room or external of a building, it gives you an idea that, hey, there may be a flooding issue here if they've not covered it up, okay? You understand? But if you also see that, if you go there, for example, immediately after a downpour like this, and the whole place is flooded, and it takes a while for it to drain out, and the property you are inspecting or wanting to buy is below the road level in that area, you should know that that will be the emptying pots of the drains. It will take a long time before water drains out of that compound, okay? Because it's lower than the drainage, than the road, is going to be a problem. It's going to serve as a reservoir for water until water totally clears out and goes below the level of that building in the drainage before water in that compound starts to empty into the drainage and will go. So you want to find out about that, the level, and all of that. So that leads us to, flooding leads us to the drainage network. You want to check the drainage network in relation to the level of the house that you are taking. How deep is the major drainage? How well does the compound drainage empty into the main drainage? I'm sure you've probably seen houses where the gutter outside, what we call gutter, the major drainage outside, is always ever filled up beyond the level, as in above the level of the drain that is coming from the compound. What happens in that situation is that hardly will water empty.
Sure.
Hardly will water be able to empty into that from that compound into. In fact, you have what they call a backfill effect.
Of course, because once
the water from the drain
is still
from
going,
the major drainage will be going into the compound. Once it fills to
that's
that
from
level.
the gutter.
Yes, once it fills to that level of the drainage of the compound, it will start to empty. So you want to be sure that those things are done, are well positioned. Otherwise, you know that you would have to contend with something. And one of your major ways of mitigating that risk may be to get the upper floors if you think that the property is still what you want and all of that, instead of the ground floor, because the persons probably on the ground floor will suffer the most. Do you understand?
Yes.
So something like that. So you check the effect of rain, the after effect of rain, whether there is flooding and all of that, the positioning of the design and positioning of the drainage, okay? You check all of that. That helps you too. Okay? So that's one major thing. Security arrangement is another. Security arrangement.
What do you mean by security arrangement, sir?
You know that anywhere you live, one of the major, I would ask our callers this. Please, when you call in, you should also share with us what are the primary things that you want to check out for, that you count as very important when renting a house or buying a house, that you look out for when on inspection. Okay? A lot of people will tell you that security is one major thing. They want to know how secured is this area.
Let me be pragmatic with you, sir.
Okay.
Let me tell you what you on this level now, you are more like you're like the examiner we are the students.
Okay, well, if you say so.
Let me tell you what we normally look out for.
Yeah, go ahead.
Primary thing, beyond security. If people want to rent out, you hear, ẹjọ́ ẹ má bínú. Ṣé máa ní iná dáadáa lérí àìsàn? Is it usually light in this area? Light is number one thing
that people check out for.
It might be wrong to you, but that's number one
thing.
Say
that for you, because I mean, when our callers call in, I would please really like them to tell us what they. So for now, we know that, like Chief Olododo said, light is important.
Most especially in areas that are not the expensive or
any area really, light is important. So you see, power is important in any area. You see that even in service estates,
those ones are
a lot of people would ask you, they would even ask you how many hours of light is guaranteed. Because in some estates it's 12 hours that is guaranteed, in some it is 24 hours.
Wow.
Yes, it's 12 hours or 18 hours, different level of guarantees. Okay, I think sir. We have to
quickly go on this break, sir. So when we come back, we'll open the phone line. We'll come begin the ask una. What be the thing where they look out for primarily self before you collect apartment or before you buy property? Go nowhere. We'll be right back.
The best investment on earth is earth.
The issue of say make a person get house, make a person get land, make a person.
Property matter na serious business, so one of the best investments wey person fit get for life. Shey you be estate agent, surveyor, town planner, or you dey into furniture and you go like make the world sabi your level? Come advertise with us on top Property Matter wey dey shele for WAP TV for every Tuesday from 8:15 to 9 a.m.
What are those things you definitely would want to look out for if you dey inspect property? You wan buy, you wan rent, you wan move into another apartment? Na we dey discuss today. Engineer Adebo dey try clear us say make we shine our eye well. Say most especially this period where rain dey follow, say flood go dey, and that one call na one of the things wey dey call check. People say if you go this fence white line dey like this so that you no go shook head. He tell us about drainage network, how water dey take empty, how water dey take comot for that million, for that environment. He tell us about security arrangement, how the security arrangement take be, who dey guide una there, na CDA una dey use, una get gates, abi una just collect anybody in the name of native security men. May they dey for gates, how security arrangement take be for that area. So therefore, so we open the phone lines now. He don't throw away the question give you. Say you wey dey house, even if you want change apartment, abi you want buy property, wetin be those things wey dey look forward to primarily. So before we go on that break, Engineer Adebo, me I talk say na lights. And people dey ask first.
Yeah, you talk.
So you don't clear us now, but na lights. Shema nino.
Abi ṣe iná máa wà lérí
àyè. And you know the funniest part? Once they say iná wa da gan.
It's like the property is almost taken. As in, you are good.
And another thing, you may not believe this, but it's the truth.
Okay.
You might not believe this, but it's the truth.
Okay.
You know that people are so funny. If you want to get house, it might sound funny, but it's the real thing that an African man does. When they want get house, they will ask, Ejo, ilé iṣẹ́ kò ń sí wàhálà o. Ṣé person no be say person go enter now.
As in, is there no troublesome person?
Not even troublesome. Say if I drive jeep enter, make I no use ordinary leg.
Okay, I get you. As in diabolical stuff.
Say I hope people don't die anyhow.
How they don't become poorer and all of that.
Do you know people
get divorced and all?
Because there's a particular house that I know. People say once you enter with your wife, you must live alone or she lives alone.
Can you imagine?
Okay, and I feel okay.
I'm funny enough. Sorry to cut you. Funny enough, actually, I've had a friend tell me this. A developer friend tell me this about a certain property somewhere, some part of town. I will mention that. Don't I see why they painted it that color? That funny story is that, and he's been in that property, but he said God has saved him. As it is, that he broke the jinx or something. But I said every other person that he knows. I think we have Rashid.
We'll come back to that story. Rashid, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show. Engineer Adebo is here.
Yeah.
Do you have a question?
Yes, I have. What is there is that? I didn't meet up with the question. but I have time to speak with the engineer.
Please do.
Good morning.
Good morning,
The
Mr.
engineer
Rashid.
that is on the program. I have a question for him to help me to settle.
Okay, go ahead.
So, in my area, I'm living for 2 years now. So I'll be paying for NEPA bill. So when I get to that area, when I finish my apartment, so they ask me to pay for, before I can use light, they ask me to pay for community. After community, and I should go and pay to NEPA. So I'm free to be using light. So I pay for that. So after then, so last week, some gentlemen now came to my house. They say that they are from CDA, Community Development,
Okay.
in area generally. That I'm supposed to pay money to them before I started using light. They get me.
I'm getting you.
I'm supposed to pay money before I started using light. After 3 years that I have paid, you understand? And I used to pay NEPA every month. So I didn't have any problem with NEPA. So why that is after 2 years that CDA, they are now coming, that I have to pay them. I have to pay them 30,000 naira.
Okay, thank you very much,
Okay, sorry,
Rashid.
Rashid, let me just clarify. You built this property, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then you said you paid one community money before. So what's the difference between that community money and this
And
CDA
CDA
that are now coming?
Yes. The community that I mean, that the people in my area, they call that.
Okay, I think we lost him.
But I think
But
I'll throw a question to you, sir,
Okay.
before so that you answer it together. What does property law says about CDA collecting money for NEPA, or before you even use light, before you tap light? Is there any law that
Okay, well,
that?
I'm not a lawyer and I won't claim to be one. So I think you can probably best ask a lawyer. But my limited understanding as a real estate entrepreneur, developer and all, is that community development associations have their place in law. Okay, in state laws, in local government laws and all, they have their place. And especially in our environment, it's unfortunate that a lot of the things that ordinarily government would have provided elsewhere, we provide for ourselves. So, and that also makes the need for CDAs to be very, very important. Okay, so they serve those purposes, but they are usually well regulated and coordinated, such that this multiplicity of charges he's talking about shouldn't have arisen. I'm not sure why that challenge is there. I mean, he called where he said the people in his neighborhood were the people he paid first, and then the community is now coming. He should find out how the community functions really, how the CDA, functions really in that environment. How was the law guiding them and all, and backing them up, and what's their constitution and all of that? Who should he have paid before? And
Sorry, we have Michael, sir. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, sir.
How you doing, Michael?
Fine.
Okay. Question or contribution?
I have a question for the engineer.
Oh, go ahead, please.
Okay, Michael.
During his discussion, he was talking about flood
Okay, yes.
around the area. But my question will be, what is the role of the development control, or whatever you call it, the government that approved the building? What are their contributions to ensure that there are no flooding in the area when the property is built?
Town planning, if I get you right.
Yes, the town planning and those who approve the building plan. Is it not their responsibility to check that buildings will not be affected by flood?
Okay. Michael is calling from FCT, right?
Yes. Abuja.
Okay, Abuja. Okay, thank you very much, Michael. Yeah, you see, we're not discussing their roles today. We've discussed their roles in some of our prior episodes, and I would encourage you to probably go online, WAP TV, and look for WAP TV YouTube page, okay, and then look for Property Matta and catch up with our previous episodes. Because what we are talking about right now is somebody's at the point of buying a property or letting a property. in property business, it is caveat emptor, buyers beware.
beware.
So we are guiding you as to what to do in terms of your own due diligence. It can't be at that point that you will now be discussing
Town planning issue.
town planning that failed to do their job, or that ignored their job, or
20 years ago.
or that did their job. You know, I understand what you are saying. They should, if they play their role very well, we shouldn't have this kind of challenges ordinarily. Or when we have it, they will be far in between, you know. They will be just once in a while, maybe because some other things took place or some things are in the making and all of that. I understand that. But the prevalence of it right now shows a failure, probably in one way or the other, from the control aspect. That's what you are saying, and I understand that. But that is not really the focus today. We are saying today, you are at the point of taking a decision to buy a property or to rent a property, be guided by these things in doing your own due diligence. I hope you get us, Michael. Mm-hmm. So they have a role to play. We are not absorbing them of their responsibilities. We are just saying that before you part with your money, be guided. Okay?
You were on a story, sir.
Yes, I think I lost
the story of the color, the way they painted the house that your friend told you.
Okay, yes.
About
exactly.
people
Thank
saying
you. Yeah. So it's a place rented out for business people. And he said that the history is that when you come there doing well, you leave bankrupt.
Selling all your...
You leave bankrupt as a business. As in, businesses don't leave the place prosperous.
Are they
at least they don't leave the place better than they entered the place. That they always leave the place worse than they entered that apartment. I mean, that's what he said. And it's a big office complex like this, and he said that's the story. So what I'm saying is that yes, there are such stories. Whether they are true or not, I don't know.
But I did my own due diligence too, to check about the divorce thing.
Okay.
And
in a particular property,
and it was
true.
I at least I saw like 2 after that time.
And you think that it is by being in that property that, well, like I said. So these are some of the things.
Or could it be part of our due diligences that we could do also?
I don't know. If you believe that can work against you or for you, do it. Okay? Do it. Ask the questions. That's why we are talking about what should be your guide. So more or less, you are saying that there are physical things you should look out for. And Chibolodole is also saying that there are spiritual things.
Okay, if you doubt it, I'll give you an instance.
There are spiritual things you should also look out for, which may not be out of place, really.
Sir, okay? When you finish the show,
I
will give you an instance. Go to Okota. There is a particular building there, Chemist Bus Stop specifically.
They're already giving the instance.
So that you know maybe they are spiritual or not. This building, in such an area, well, you know Okota very well.
Yes, I have a good understanding.
A building should not be left there, uncompleted 3-story building for 10 years or 15 years. You know somebody must have taken possession. Okay. But the truth is, the building has been there ever since, the best I know of, over 28 years.
Oh, wow.
Over 28 years. Once somebody buys, he will just hear birds singing inside, and he will sell to another person. And the funniest part is, if you want to transfer ownership, you will not tell somebody bird is singing or somebody's hearing footpaths there. You just say, I want to travel abroad, I need quick money. Then you quickly sell the house. But the question is, true or false to that story, the building is still there.
So the building remained uncompleted.
It's still wait.
And so it's like a bird cage.
And leg and foot cage, although we know the story surrounding, the real story surrounding
the bird singing.
The bird and the leg movement and everything.
Okay.
Because there is a story. Which we saw.
Okay.
We saw that story. But mine is, you as an entrepreneur, do you also subscribe to, okay, we have looked at flood drainage, the spiritual aspect?
Okay, if you ask me personally, okay, so if I have to come out personally to tell you what I believe in and what I don't, for me, the spiritual aspect of life is even stronger than the physical. Okay. The truth of the fact is that the physical stems from the spiritual, okay? And when I say spiritual, I don't mean, and in the spiritual end also, or at the spiritual end, there are hierarchies, okay? There are hierarchies. Level past level. So, because in the kind of business that we do, sometimes we meet up with all of these guys who have so much faith in their whatever, they say, and I tell them, look,
such too.
No, in the kind of business we do now, buy large expanse of land and sell and all of that. We do meet people who do things like this, or who believe so much in their diabolical means or their fetish means and all of that. And I do tell them clearly that, look, where your own witch stops, wizardry, that's where my own begins. That's the truth. Forget that we are doing tie and shirt and all of that. When I enter into my closet, I can deal with you. I'm telling you. And so that's what I mean. That's what I mean by there are hierarchies. And what I'm talking about is my faith in God, nothing else. So it's not fetish or anything. But I know that the person that is in me is greater than the person that is in the world. So all these, and they've tried it. They know that
So now another thing I feel we've not really touched, but I don't know, maybe I'm jumping the guns or maybe you have it there.
No, we have a lot. I'm sure we'll continue next.
You've not talked about the papers of the house. We've seen some property where the children are two from different mothers. One will say sell, one will say we are not ready to sell.
Well, what we are talking about today are physical things that you see on inspection.
Okay, sir.
Okay, that's what we are talking about. That's why it's inspection guide. Inspection, that is, you are on the site, you are looking around. Okay, paper is a major aspect of your due diligence. Legal aspect of your due diligence.
Sorry, sir,
we have Yusuf from Rivers.
Good morning, Yusuf.
Yes, good morning.
How are you doing, Yusuf?
I'm okay, and you?
We're fine.
Very well, Yusuf.
Adebo is here.
I like your product, your presentation this morning.
Oh,
thank you very much, Yusuf. Thank you. Keep watching WAP TV.
Do you have an experience to share with us or a question?
Yes. My experience is this. There was a property I bought somewhere in River State. I don't want to mention anywhere, but there was a problem in that property.
Okay.
And there's somebody trying to come and drag the property there. So eventually I was asking the man I bought the property, say, well, that doesn't want problem. Now I'm asking, it doesn't want problem in a way that I want to pay back his money he gave to me. He said no, he needed the property. I said now that the property is in problem, what do I do?
Okay, let me try and clarify what you are asking. You said that you own a property, okay, that you've bought from someone before. Now there is somebody that wants to buy it from you.
No, I bought a property, and finally there's a problem in that landed property.
Okay, and you are asking for your money back?
I'm asking for my... no, I said no, let them give me back the land I bought from them. They said, okay, that they want to pay me back the money I use in buying the property. So I really want to get advice from them.
But the problem on the property, do you understand the problem? Why are you asking for the land? Is it that you can handle the problem that they are saying is on the property?
Now, I was asking them to give me my land back. Why the person I bought the land said he will give me back my money, but I needed the property.
No, wait. You said they said there is a problem on that property. Have you confirmed that there is really a problem on the property?
Yes, I confirmed.
Okay, so are you asking that they give you another land back, or you're asking them that they give you that particular one that has problem?
I am asking for them to give me another land back.
Okay. Okay, and they are saying they don't have another land?
Yes.
Well?
And they offer to give you your money back.
How long ago between when you paid and when this issue came up?
It's just within 6 months' time.
I would say that sincerely, I would tell you get your money back and just walk.
That's if they are willing to pay.
Yes, if they are willing to pay, you get your money back and get your money returned to you and just take a walk.
They are willing to give me my money back.
Then get your money. Yes, you've lost some value of money for 6 months, but get it and walk away. Go somewhere else and use your money for something meaningful. Because if you get entangled in that, give me money back, we don't have money back, there is issue on this land thing. You may be there for years, though. Okay? And you may still not have a headway. So it's just 6 months. It's still, a good time. It's not too long, So take your money, and that's the advice, the sincere advice I will give you.
Thank you very much,
Okay, Yusuf. Thank you so much.
We are done with security arrangements.
Yes, security arrangement. And when we talk about security arrangement, it's not just about the property itself, the surroundings also. You know, there are some areas, for example, that people would not want to move into in Lagos. There are some certain areas you don't want to move into. You don't want, when you even hear that somebody is staying there, what comes to mind first is, are you surviving there? Because you think that those areas you probably have to get into your house by a particular time, leave your house by a particular time, be watchful
even
over this or that.
Raising kids in such an environment.
I mean, I will come to all of that, you know. So it's very important. Security is not just about what is the security like in that area.
No, be to open
within the house. Yes, within the house, important. Having somebody to, I mean, watch over and all of that, or have a malam or a guard, whatever is suitable for that type of property, or just neighbors watching over themselves, you know, fine. Or the area itself, you know, the neighborhood, how is security there perceived? Yes.
We have Francis. Francis, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, how you doing,
Francis
sir?
from Lagos.
I'm good, though.
Okay, welcome to Property Matta. I hope say they enjoy the show.
Yes, so I enjoyed the show.
Bless you. In the year,
do you have question for us, or you have an experience you want to share?
Yes, I have an experience about the spiritual aspect.
The spiritual is taking over the physical. Francis, go ahead. Hit us.
There was a very house I live at Ikorodu.
Okay.
Like 2015. I was there for like, let me say 3 years. My first 3 months, I experienced a lot, in which I lost my job.
Wow.
A lot was coming up.
Wow.
So at a long run, I never knew about the house. There was a spiritual issue or whatever. So I was even suspecting the village, that maybe something is going on in the village.
From your village.
So yeah, so I was so confused. Until a friend now take me to a select church. They now told me that is the problem I'm facing is from the house. So what I'm really trying to say is about the house. There are a lot of spiritual. There are some houses you will live in, you will wreck.
You will wreck.
The person will wreck.
You will be wrecked.
Yeah,
wow.
You will wreck. You come down to zero. There are a lot of graduates who live in Ikorodu. There is one joint. They said this check by also there. You come there, you meet a lot of graduates who their life has, you know, been ruined just because of they rent a bad house.
Wow.
Yeah. The spiritual aspect is very, very real.
I feel you. But in your case, though, Francis, would you say that you were the only one affected by this, or you could then trace that this is the pattern in that house before you got there and even after? Are you still in that house?
No, I left the house like 3 years ago. Okay,
fine. So you've left it now. Were you able to trace that before you got there and even after you've left, that is a pattern in that house?
Yes.
Wow.
Because when I get to know, before I started hearing from the area, a lot of things.
A lot of things about people, wow. So like I said, I mean, it exists. It exists. I just want us to be careful, though. Thank you very much, Francis, for the call. It exists, no doubt about that. So we've clarified that. However, I need us to be careful, because sometimes in this part of the world, we are also very quick at proclaiming that something is spiritual.
Why it is not?
For our own indolence.
Ben,
you understand? For our own lack of commitment and will to do what works. Okay? I mean, if somebody says that, for example, I'm not saying you particularly or anybody that has called, but there are principles of success. Ben. If you are not following those principles, you definitely won't succeed.
You whether you lying on top
whether
of the
you
house.
Move into a property or you don't, you understand? So, or you took the wrong bend or wrong decision. So, I think we have to
wrap it up here, but most definitely we'll pick up again. We stopped at security arrangement. If you really, truly enjoyed the show this week, make it the same time with us, 8:15 Tuesday next week. We'll be right there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.